So welcome everybody, and you will really enjoy today's class because it's going to be making alcohol backgrounds. These are the Just Jade and the Misty Moon, and the Magenta Madness, and this is the Misty Moonlight here. Okay, so these are our three colors, and what you need is the vellum cardstock. And so the cardstock has a good weight to it. I think we're going to do the softer colors today. And you'll find with this technique that you'll gravitate to some colors that you like a little bit better. And some colors will not work. Some colors will not work for this technique because they create browns and muds. And if that's not what you're going for, then you would not be happy. But let's just take a look at what the technique is. What you're going to do is using the thick part. So on our Stampin' blends, there's a thin line and a thick line. And what that also means, there's a picture on the other side. This is a brush tip and this is a bullet tip. We're going to be using the brush tip and we're going to use it on its side. So you hardly ever want to use these Stampin' blend markers on their tips. So what you're going to do is we're just going to scribble. Now I know all of you can scribble because that's one of the first things that we learned when we were little kids. So I've got these are all the light ones, light Just Jade, and you're thinking she's putting pink with that, but yes, I am, just wait. So that is so much brighter, isn't it? And it's okay if you touch, don't worry about that. I'll put some over here. Again, on the side, make sure you're on the side. If you do go on the tip, you are going to have your tip wear out much quicker than it would otherwise. So it's just a good idea not to be working on the tip. Now you can see that already I'm getting an interesting color there just as it's mixing. So now what you need is isopropyl alcohol. If you have one that is 70%, it will not work. Okay, so it needs to be 90 at least. So I've just got a lid from one of my old embellishments and we're just going to pour some in. Now this is alcohol, so it will evaporate. Now it's not going to evaporate while I'm standing here talking to you, but if I left this overnight, for sure there'd be nothing left in it by the time I'm done. I like to use a plain ordinary brush. You can use one that I don't use really for anything else right now. So it's an old brush that I have, and it's one that can pick up a fair bit of alcohol. Now you could use your water painters here, or if you have an aqua painter. So I'm going to pick up some of this clear and I'm just going to dab it down. Now there is absolutely no thought going into how I'm putting this down. I'm just getting some color, and you can see I'm putting color into my lid, and that's why I put it into the lid. So I'm moving, look at how bright that pink is. Now we could just let that sit and it will certainly dry. You can move it around, so if I hold it up, you can probably still see in the light that it's really quite shiny still, right? So it's really quite shiny. That means it's not dried. But if you just wave it around a little bit, that will dry. Okay, but I have another trick for you. If you have one of these things, who remembers what this is called? And I will bet there's some people on here who have one of these in your supplies. Now what this was from years ago, and I was so sad to see it go. This is a Stampin' Spritzer. While I'm talking, and I'm doing this on purpose, you can see that because it's so wet, right? It's sort of becoming a little bit more blobby, and all of our colors have gone bigger instead of the small ones that I put down. You can spray this right at, and what it does is it dries that, moves around the alcohol, and it dries it really quickly. So if I didn't do that, and then that's dry already. We have one little bit shiny spot there, okay? Here's where the magic happens, okay? So when you put it on a bright white, so this is our basic white, when you put it on the white, that's where you can really see it come to life. So you wouldn't have thought maybe those colors, let me hold that up just a little bit, would work really well, but they work wonderfully. Okay, so this one is still okay. It gives you the big blotches, but here's another one that I did with the exact same colors where I blew it around almost as soon as I put the plain alcohol on there. Okay, so you can get the smaller blotches too. So all you do is put glue on the back, put it onto a piece of the basic white cardstock, and then use it as a background on your cards. That's it for now. See you guys later. Bye bye.